Hey there, folks. Just got done mowing the lawn. I went ahead and used the Cobalt 40 volt lithium battery powered mower again. I didn't think I was going to like it, and at first, I really didn't. The more I use it, the more I'm liking it. Um, it's a little curve to get used to, the mower and the string trimmer. But once you figure it out, I'm going to have to say it does a good job, and I'm really liking it. So I know it is what it is. For a yard this size, I think it's pretty darn good. So I'll show you. I use a string trimmer here. Now it's not an edger, it's just a string trimmer. So you flip it upside down, and this is only going to be as good as, as straight as you keep it and you balance it. But it does a pretty good job. Now when I edge it, flip it upside down and use a string trimmer to edge it here, I put it on the number one power setting, on the low power setting. I just find it does a better job. I just want to show it does a pretty clean job now that I've got it all figured out. Figure out the balance to it and everything else. So that's that. So when I do that, I put it on the number one power setting because you don't need a lot of RPMs. When I do around the trees, I also leave it on the number one power setting because you don't want to cut the trees up. And as you can see, it does a pretty good job. Now after I do this, and I actually use a string trimmer, to go along, and because the mower doesn't get quite all the way up to the curb. There might be an inch, or in some cases, like over there in the corner, maybe a couple inches, where it can't quite reach. I do go ahead and flip it to the number two power setting, which is the most powerful. That way the string cuts through it well, and it doesn't get, it doesn't catch on the grass. So it does a really good job. I do get really close with the mower, so it's, it doesn't need much, just a little touch up. And then here where this is uneven. So, oh look, my dog's out. So, what you doing there, buddy? Huh? There's the other one over there. Look at him scrounging in the dish for the crows, eating all the seeds and cherries and everything else he can scavenge in there. This one here catches and eats mice. I don't know, boy. He's a good mouser. The only problem is he eats them. So anyways, you can see this is all uneven. So I leave it on number two. I don't try to get all these little tufts out of there, which I could. I have in the past. But the wife and myself kind of, like a little bit of naturalness in there. So I leave some of those. You can see right there, I cut that up for the sprinkler. There's a sprinkler right there. So it's real easy to use. Like I say, you just got to get the hang of it. You do it 3 or 4 times, you know how it's going to react. Up here as well, you can see how I, just trimmed out for the sprinkler there. Does a pretty good job. This here has nothing to do with the trimmer. That's trying to grow back for more of my tortoises. Have devastated my lawn over here, but it's definitely coming back. So anyways, that's the lawn. I didn't go over it twice. I didn't do the, the 45 and the 45, the diamond. I just went over it one time this time, as you can see. And it really did a good job. Now, call me crazy. I know the mower's an electronic device, and I've said this in other videos. The RPMs run really low on it. And the RPMs don't go up until, you hit some higher grass that needs more RPM. And then it'll ramp up. What I've noticed after using it a few times, now like I say, call me crazy, but I've noticed the mower running at a higher RPM this time. Maybe it has a memory in there. It figures out what's best and it puts the RPMs where it needs to be. But when I first started using that mower, I mean, it really struggled. It took, once you hit a big patch of grass or something, it took a couple minutes for it to sense it, and then it started revving up. Sometimes it's a little too late. Now it's running at a higher RPM the whole time you mow. Not at maximum, but I'd say it's, definitely running higher. And it's not leaving stragglers anymore, as you can see. I only went over it one time. So, yeah, I'm really happy with it. So anyways, that's that. I'm right here in front of my pear tree, so I'll go ahead and show you what's going on with this. I know this side over here has Asian pears on it, and I really hope the birds don't attack them, or we don't get a vicious wind that knocks them off, because we actually enjoy these Asian pears. They're really good. This is a grafted tree, so it does produce 3 types of pears. I know over here on the left side, these are Asian pears. Even though these look the same, these are not Asian pears. These are going to grow to be another type of pear. And then up here, I'm not sure what the red ones are called. These will, more of the traditional shaped ones. But the top of it produces those. So, any of you guys who watch my channel, you'll know I really pruned the pear and especially the apple tree back a lot this year. And well, it came back real strong. So my dogs are busy barking at the neighbor's Harley. But yeah, that pear tree is really doing nice. I pruned it to try to get it to grow more outward, and it is. We got some branches starting to grow outward, and I did top it a bit, trying to get it to grow more outward and not as high, but we've already picked up about at least 2 feet on the top. Pretty happy with it overall. Now this here is the apple tree. And I pruned the apple tree back. Hey! I pruned it back really hard during the winter because it was just growing. That thing almost sounds like it's supercharged or something. Turbocharged or supercharged. But anyway, I pruned this back really hard. And as you can see, it totally recovered and it's growing like crazy. Only thing is I don't have any fruit on it this year, and every other year I had hundreds of apples on here. So I'm not sure if because I pruned it back so far and I'll have to wait till next year, or if because basically right after the frost was over, we start getting the buds, the flowers on here. And we did hit another frost overnight for a couple of nights, and we got really high winds that blew a lot of those buds off. That could be it. Maybe the tree's just recovering. But either way, it's growing really nice, and I'm really happy with it. Now that I know it's going to do well, what I'll probably do next winter is I'll go ahead and cut this whole branch off, because I know it needs to be cut off. As you can see, it's, you don't want a branch like that. I put some wood in there to separate it, but ideally that has to get out of there. I just wanted the tree to recover and, start growing before I did that. And I'm still thinking about that. There's my naughty dog right there. He'll wait till I'm not looking and drop a deuce in the grass. Anyways, they know better than that. Here's my cherry tree. I don't know if you can see, it does have cherries on it. Not as much as last year. Like I say, after stuff started growing, we got a frost for a couple nights and some pretty high winds, but overall, I'd say it's doing pretty good. It's definitely growing a lot this year. It's actually touching the house now. I'm going to have to get it pruned in the winter time. It does have quite a few cherries on there. I've already picked off quite a few, but the birds are often faster than I am, as you can see. The birds are definitely quicker than I am. They just nibble on the tops of them, and that destroys them, but that's okay. I enjoy having the birds in my yard, so I don't mind if they snack on the cherries at all. So let me back up. get a better view of the cherry tree here. And the sun might be in the shot. Let's go over here. That's a really big tree right there. And then here's my little peach tree. I planted this 3 years ago. It's on its third year. And I've learned to leave the tags on them so I don't forget what they are. That's a red Baron peach right there. I didn't get fruit on it for the first 2 years. Now this is just a little tree. It was only, about, well, it was just a little thing when I planted it. I'd say it's tripled in height. And being the third year, I do have fruit on it this year. I'm going to have to decide in the winter if I need to prune this one down or just let it keep going up. Because we have a lot of fruit trees around here. And most people say you really want to top them, and that encourages them to grow wide, and you can also pick the fruit. So I'll have to see. I know if I leave it alone, this will be a 30 or 40 foot tall tree eventually. But I'm excited to see the fruit on here. Got a couple up there. Got one over here. So, we're not going to get a whole lot, but next year we probably will. It's just nice seeing it. Yeah, so there's one back here. There's one of the leftover praying mantis egg sacs right there. I put those out in the spring and all my trees and bushes and everything else. Really great natural pest control. Hey, get out of there, guys. What are you guys doing? Digging around and being naughty, huh? I'll just show you some of the buckets real quick. This creature came back, this mole or vole or whatever it is. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's burrowed in there again. Have to figure something out. It hasn't went in my grass yet. So that's the main thing. There's my majestic goat up there. You can see the grass plants have come back real nice. I do have sunflowers coming up back there that I planted in here. So those are probably going to be pretty nice. Some bulbs are coming up too. I believe those are gladiolas back there. Since I moved the tortoises over on the side of the house, this you couldn't even tell what this was before. This grapevine starting to come back. There's a lavender. I think it's called a lavender. No, lilac? Yeah, lilac. Tortoises really did a number on that, but next year that should come back. Look at my dog trying to get in that pot. This here, I believe it's called a peony. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but that's the way it looks like, a peony. I've done some research. This was the flower, and I've researched it. At the end of the year, these will dry out, and these are seed pods. So I'll collect the seeds and plant them in other places and have some more plants. You can see I have been collecting all my grass clippings, and I've been using them for mulch and all the above ground planters, and it's working out real well. This one here is the, let's see, yeah. One of these is a jasmine, and the other one is a honeysuckle. I think this one's a honeysuckle, Not sure. Maybe you folks will know. It still hasn't grown up my trellis there. I set a pot on here and put one of these lavender plants in there. In case you're wondering, every one of my pots, everything in the ground, everything all has drip lines running to everything. You can probably see it back there. See the drip line? So I don't have to water anything by hand back here, which is cool. And everything I'm showing you, I made sure for this region it all comes back. They're all perennials. They'll come back every year. So I believe this one here is the jasmine, probably. You can see that's growing up the trellis real nice there. Birds make a lot of nest in there. Hey, you better not be being bad. Here's Bird Village. You can see those grass plants have gotten nice and big. I really like the ends they put on there. Got some little birds on the feeder over there. Looks like some little yellow finches. We do have some birds in Bird Village. They've used a couple bird houses this year so far. This here's a chrysanthemum. Put that in the ground last year. It's coming back. This here's my beautiful butterfly bush, which should be blooming pretty soon. You can see they're just getting the flowers on the end. Now each one I planted is a different color. I've got dark red, light red, pink, white, yellow, all kinds of different colors. So those should be really, really nice looking. Here's the other grapevine over here. Ah, what my dog's done for me. All right, cover that up. And he's looking for mice is what he's doing. That's the other grapevine there. Well, matter of fact, did you guys just see that? There was just a mouse in there. And that's why I have the live catch trap with peanut butter in there. Hey, get out of there. He knows. Yeah, the mice go up here and get a drink of water. There's my koi fish in there still. Check them out. They're still doing great. You know, I really like this time of year. I believe it's June 16th today. Just mid-June. It's just a great time of year up here in northern Nevada. Our days are like in the low 80s, 80, 82 degrees. Our nights, you know, still get down in the... Last night was a little chilly. I think it got down to the mid-50s. But usually, you know, 60 at night, you know, maybe 85 or so in the day. It's nice weather. Hey, here's my catmint, and this one attracts bees like crazy all day long. There's honeybees on this all day long. So that's the only one they're really attracted to. They really love this. Check out those colors on there, huh? That's just a regular mint type of plant. I still got to get these in the ground. I haven't got these in the ground yet. I just have to find somewhere to put them. Oh, the bird just flew out of the birdhouse. The birds use this every year. We've already had one in there in the spring, and now another one's making a nest in there. Just disturbed it and it flew out of there. Hey, these come back every year. Like I say, everything comes back every year. Now that I know what to plant, stay away from annuals. And if it's a perennial, I really have to research it, you know, and make sure it's tolerant. I usually buy stuff that say it's good between, you know, minus 20 and minus 40. We don't get anywhere near that cold. We usually don't break under 10 degrees here. But just in case, I buy stuff that's always going to come back. Get these grasses here. Some of them have those like seeds on the top, whatever you want to call them. This is a different type here. Yeah, just everything is just doing so nice back here. Right now, I'm really happy with everything. My strawberries, I come back here and get a handful of strawberries every day. I've got 3 strawberries growing back here. Here's a piece of wood we brought home from Lake Tahoe. I thought it was a pretty cool piece of wood. Yeah, but I finally got it where everything just comes back every year. Here's more strawberries. You can see those on there. They're ready to be picked. These are called pink ladies. Here's a evening primrose or a Mexican primrose, depending where you live. They're interchangeable, the name. I just put that one in a couple days ago. This is the time of year they usually sell them at the home centers. This here's another butterfly bush. This one I put in the ground. I think the sun, I don't know, maybe it's a little harsh on it. It's not looking too great. We'll see how it does. That is the last one I planted, so it's possible. Here's another one over here. You can see this one's doing a lot better. And you can see that grass is broken down, so use it for mulch there as well. But you can see the flowers are just starting, and I think they're going to be like a real dark red if you really look in there. So that should be pretty nice. Got the fire pit going. It hasn't really caught on too much, but it will. But it does smell good. I do like the smell of pine. Yeah, so that's how everything's going back here in the backyard. Real happy with everything this time of year. What are you naughty dogs doing, huh? And I'll tell you, the live mouse trap I got here. I got that for a reason. We usually only see ravens around here. And this year there's 4 crows. And they're in these trees back here all day long. And I've got them to come down and eat peanuts and stuff. And I really like seeing them. So, I mentioned that earlier. The dogs come over here and take all their food. Scavengers. So what I've done is I put this pole in the ground here, put a dish on top of it, and I give them peanuts and, little like old pieces of meat, steak or whatever we have. And going back to the live catch mouse trap, well, take the mouse out of there and make it not live and throw it in there, and the crows really enjoy those too. So this is their dish. The dogs can't get it. So here's more stuff back here. These are both some type of lavenders back here, and more right there. And there's a Virginia creeper. I didn't plant it. It's a volunteer, and I figured out where it came from. Obviously came from the neighbor's yard because he has one as well. Everything's looking pretty good in here. I got the trail cam there because there's something digging a hole right there. I got to figure out what it is. Another grass plant there, and of course all different types of sunflowers I have over here. Something's eating those leaves. People say it's the little finches doing it. I'm really not sure. I haven't seen any insects on there. The ivy's doing real good over here. This here, that's that purple robe locust, which is one of those that the wind blew down a couple years ago, and I had to cut it down with a chainsaw, unfortunately, and I planted this tree. It really hurt me to cut it down. You can see, I cut it straight off. I was just going to wait for that stump to die and rip it out of there and put something else in. Like I've said in other videos, I know it'll never be a tree again, but that makes one hell of a bush or a shrub or whatever you want to call it. I can't believe it's come back as good as it has. Look at it thriving there. So I'm going to leave it. Leave it there and let it do its thing. There's some rocks we've collected out in the desert. Look at those colors. Those are all quartz right there. Check out that one. Isn't that one awesome? Put these little things out in case the crows want to grab them. Here's more primroses. I've had these now for 3 or 4 years, and they don't grow well because the tortoises always eat them to the ground. Since I've moved the tortoises, it's taken a week and it's come back. Look at that. Isn't that something? These are a real nice ground cover here. Looking great. There's the chocolate mint right there. There's the new plum tree I planted right there. And it's got new growth on it. Looking nice. So I'm real happy to see that. Anyways, folks, that's what's going on back here. June 16th, 2023. Here's that new firewood we brought home and I split. All this firewood makes an excellent habitat for the lizards. Got a lot of lizards in here. Great habitat for them. And here's my other grapevine over here. And the tortoises can eat as much as this here as they want. And this one, I know it's starting to get some grapes on it if you look around. There's also moths flying around. They might lay eggs and they might eat it. I don't know. Got to keep an eye on it. But yeah, this is more for the tortoises than anything right here. And I have another above ground. There's my compost bin right here. I have another above ground burrow over here for the tortoises. That's where they're currently at. And she usually lays her eggs on top of there. So they've got 2 above ground burrows in the backyard. Climbing roses are doing good. I really have to keep those pruned back a lot. There's still a bird nest right in here in the corner. Got some babies in there. There's the old antenna. Don't even crank it up anymore. just leave it there and talk on it there. Hasn't been a whole lot of skip lately. Sideband was going pretty good yesterday. I made some good contacts on sideband yesterday using the Striker 955. That antenna's been a great antenna though. That SPT 500, it's taken all kinds of winds and just keeps taking them. It's a really, really robust antenna. All right, folks. Appreciate you watching along with me here. That's about all I got back here in the backyard this time of year. Like I said, I'm really enjoying the backyard this time of year. I think it's real nice, real peaceful. When we moved in, all I had was just nothing but dirt back here, nothing else. On the cherry tree and a bunch of dirt, that's it. I think we've transformed it pretty nice. Y'all have a good one. Catch you next time. Be safe out there, everyone.